Welcome, friends, to the Get Well With Me podcast. I'm your host, Adrienne, from adrienneheart.com. I love you no matter what you eat, and our philosophy here is excellence, not perfection. Together, we explore the benefits of a mostly plant-based lifestyle while embracing the idea that happiness is homemade, and our life is only as good as our mindset. As a wellness blogger, I aim to inspire, uplift, and empower you on your own unique wellness journey. Please subscribe to this channel on iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox, Google Play, or wherever you like to listen. So let's get into the episode. Hello, my friends. It's Adrienne from adrienneheart.com. And today I am coming to you from the sunshine. I don't know if you can hear the birds. You might not be able to because this microphone is new and improved. But they are really loud and they are having a party outside because it is a beautiful day. And when you visit my YouTube channel or my website, you'll notice that it says Planting Seeds of Health and Wellness. And that's truly what I intend to do, is live my life in a way where I can share little bits of encouragement, validation, positivity, new thoughts, old thoughts, that can grow, that will grow. Because what happens when you plant a seed is it grows. And as I say that, I'm sitting here on my back deck looking at all of these seeds that I've planted, and we had practically a full week or more of just rain and clouds. And instead of the seeds popping up, mushrooms started to grow because it was so dark and dank and moist and gross. So now the sun is out and voila, there are lots of little germinated seeds, and it's so exciting. I mean, I really get excited when seeds start to grow. We have beets, and I love beets because when they're organic, they can be really healthy for you. And I mean, beets are healthy for you, but the thing is they're a root vegetable and they absorb a lot of what's in the ground. So if what's in the ground is heavy metals and bad things, then they're going to absorb them right up. And now those healthy beets are not healthy anymore. So when in doubt, buy organic, or even better, grow them yourself. So I'm super excited about growing beets this year. I've never done it before. Feel free to comment on Instagram or shoot me an email and tell me what pitfalls to avoid with growing beets, because I really can't wait to eat them. And we have beans, and I have watermelon seeds. I'm so excited about the watermelon. There's a lot of stuff here. I won't give you a play-by-play. But the whole idea is that when you plant seeds, they grow. And that even in the darkest times, eventually, the sun does come out. So I wanted to share some seeds that are not just for growing and eating and admiring, but seeds for our mind. Zig Ziglar, you guys, maybe you know Zig Ziglar. He's passed on now, but he's number one as far as I'm concerned in storytelling and in self-development. He just has the fundamentals, and he has a way of, getting his message right into your heart. He taught for decades on sales, basically, and personal development and motivation. And I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of hours and over again, CDs and, my goodness, maybe even tapes and MP3s and all of that good stuff of Zig Ziglar. Because when I listen to Zig Ziglar, I kind of catch his vibe and then I feel better. If whatever I'm trying, he was instrumental in helping me with my former career and being very successful. And when your head's right, everything else just falls into place. When your head and your heart are right, everything falls into place. And motivation, not only does motivation and inspiration act as the seed that's planted, but it also is the sunshine and the rain. So after the seed's planted, it needs the sunshine and the rain. And continuously feeding my mind with I'm just going to say positive content. I mean, there's a lot there, okay? We'll just say positive content. That's the sunshine and the rain. So I want to share a little bit of that sunshine and rain with you. Zig Ziglar, I have one of his books here, I have a few of his books, but on the back it says, people often tell me that motivation doesn't last. And I tell them that bathing doesn't either, and that's why I recommend it daily. And it's like so true. I mean, you take a shower every day because it's one of the most important things. You brush your teeth every day. I mean, these things don't last. You take out the trash every day. You know, you wash the dishes every day. Everything that's important, you have to do every day. The sun comes out every day. Even if it's cloudy, the sun is still there. So all the important stuff, it happens daily. It happens every day. I'll spare you my thoughts on habits and how we are our habits, but I wanted to just share another quote for you, and we'll keep it short today. I'll leave you with that. So much of what we see depends on what we're looking for. So this is a quote by Phil Callaway. It is in the Zig Ziglar book called, what is it called? I'll link it up for you. Inspiration 365 days a year. So it's like one little quote for each day. And this is kind of random because today's not August 29th, but Phil Callaway says, much of what we see depends on what we're looking for. And I thought it was just such a timely quote because I've been through some dark times during this whole COVID situation. And I don't mean to exaggerate or be dramatic. I just allowed it to get to me. That's all. You know, every day watching the news, here's the girl that does not watch the news, doesn't believe in watching the news, and I felt compelled to watch the news. And unfortunately, what happened was the seeds were planted, and then as I continued to watch and indulge my fears with more and more videos and more Instagram TV and different things, you know, I had my mind kind of polluted by other people's ideas and other people's opinions. And I mean, hopefully I was exposed to the truth in there, but if I was, I couldn't be 100% sure. And that was making me crazy. And I was getting crazier by the day. And I'm being really vulnerable and transparent by sharing this with you because I like to think that I'm okay most of the time. But the truth is, maybe the reason that I'm so obsessed with self-development and positive mental attitude and inspiration and encouragement and faith and just personal growth on all levels, maybe it's because that's where I struggle the most. Maybe it's because in order for me to operate at this minimum capacity that I'm at here in this world, that I can't do it any other way. I have to consciously choose to be okay and to do the right things for me, for my mind, for my happiness, for my well-being, so that I can be a person that can actually have value in the world. When I'm empty, when I'm polluted, when I'm dark, when I'm hopeless, and I don't mean hopeless, I just can't think of another word, defeated, downcast, more times than not, it's because I am choosing to be. It's because I am not doing the things that I know helps me to care for my mental health. Maybe in these dark times, rather than doing all the things that I know I need to do, like drink lots of water and take my vitamins and get a good night's sleep, a lot of times you go just the opposite. Staying up late, skipping the nutrition, maybe drinking too much, or whatever it is that we think is going to make us feel better at the time, but it's really like an act of self-sabotage. Like okay, I won't say I'm so miserable and downcast that I don't even want to feel better. Have you ever been so miserable that you did not want to feel better, and like somebody tries to make a joke or, you know, make you laugh or say something lighthearted and you just look at them like, no, you did not. No, you did not just try to make a joke right now when I'm trying to be so serious, you know, like it's ridiculous. So the reason that I bring this quote to you is probably just a matter of self-reflection for myself, but much of what we see depends on what we're looking for. So sometime last week, I decided I had an absolute enough of myself, totally done with it. And I decided to go back to what I know works, which is turning off the news, taking really good care of myself, focusing on the things that I can influence. And I feel not just so much better, but I feel so much better that I'm overflowing again. My cup is overflowing. It is flowing over. I have extra to give to others. I have extra energy and wellness to share with you. I want to make 1 million podcasts because I want everyone to feel better like I'm starting to feel better. And I know that the way to do that is to plant seeds of health and wellness and encouragement in our own mind. So today, I challenge you to take responsibility, to really step outside of yourself, if it's just for 1 whole minute, just 1 minute, and just ask yourself, what am I putting into my mind? What am I putting into my mind? And I get it. You may have a way higher tolerance for watching the news or, hearing disturbing things that go on in the world. I definitely have been accused of, trying to live in a bubble. But the truth is that our reality is what we make it. It's how we perceive it. Someone else could live my exact life in my exact house with my exact job and have a totally different experience than the one that I'm choosing to have. So I just wanted to kind of remind you that we can choose to plant seeds in the garden of our mind according to what we want to grow there. If we want fear to grow, if we want trembling and discontentment to grow, then we simply feed ourselves the thoughts that contribute to that. We compare ourselves to others on the internet. We go with a worst case scenario. We automatically believe or suspend disbelief while we look at images online, on the news that are specifically designed to put us into a fear state so that we can be manipulated in one way or the other. So in no way do I mean that what's going on out there isn't real. It's real. Obviously, it's real. But the way that we're perceiving it is based on the specific information that we're consuming, the people who we come in contact with, and we can choose to counteract that. We can choose to turn on something different. We can choose to start our day with something inspirational or a devotional or time outside. Getting with nature, I'm telling you, as I'm sitting out here, I don't know, these birds are just making the most beautiful melody. And the sun it's curing me. It's healing me. Most people in North America have a vitamin D deficiency, and it can be so severe. I even know one little girl who had seizures that were completely cured when her medical doctor basically put her on a vitamin D supplement. Think of how much more amazing the real sun is. My mom has been telling me that my whole life. Get outside. Go outside. You'll feel better. Get with the nature. Sit in the sun. Of course, do it responsibly. Don't burn yourself up. But sunshine and rain, it's a metaphor, but it's also a reality. So I encourage you to embrace that today, to, ponder that quote that I'm leaving you with, which is much of what we see depends on what we're looking for. So what are you looking for today? Can you shift that? Can you shift that to look for things that make you happy? Can you shift that for things that make you feel safe? Can you shift that to things that make you feel healthy? Can you shift that to things that make you feel connected, whether that's content or phone calls or whatever it might be. Like last night, I told my son, I'm like, look, do you think you could just come out of your room for a little bit and we'll play a board game or something? And we ended up playing dominoes, and it was completely ridiculous. But you know what? That little bit of connection, we laughed, and that was a way of putting sunshine and rain onto the thoughts that we're choosing to think and the perspective that we're choosing to have, and making the best of what we have. So I love you guys a lot. And I really do mean that. Every single person who listens, I mean, thank you for spending your time with me, because you don't have to, and you choose to. And that's what makes it mean so much. And I see all of your listens. I can't see exactly who is listening, but I can see that people are listening on different platforms or iPhones or, different things. And that really does encourage me. So I thank you so much for your listens, and continue to plant seeds of health and wellness today. All right, guys, until next time, be well. Before I go, I just want to say thank you for spending your time with me. As we change into a healthier version of ourselves, we can feel a sense of loss of our old identity, and fear that the people we surround ourselves with will reject us for changing. It can feel lonely and frustrating, like no one understands. When I started getting healthy, I wasn't getting much support from friends and family, so I started looking online. I came across so many radical, all-or-nothing approaches. I felt judged and alone, even ashamed. If you can relate to this overwhelm, and you like the idea of striving for excellence, not perfection, then you have found a safe place with this podcast. If this message speaks to you, you're probably someone who appreciates self-development, and probably someone who values helping others. If someone who you care about comes to mind, and you know this episode would offer the encouragement they need to keep going, please share it with them, or share it out on your favorite platform. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And most importantly, I want to hear from you, and I want to know what you're struggling with. So post a comment or send me a message on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. Living healthy doesn't have to be hard, and we don't have to do it alone. So come along and get well with me. Until next time, much love.